Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're immersing ourselves in Michael Grimm von Gaysen's work, The Sovereignty of Small Things. It's quite provocative. He's not really focused on, elections or policy directly. Instead, he's talking about a revolution of attention, even political alchemy, basically how you can reclaim yourself in this kind of digital age.
That's exactly it. And the mission here, for you listening, is really to get von Gaysen's argument that real power isn't where we usually look. It's in the small things, the tiny, everyday, intimate acts. His core idea, the sickness in society, the body politic, it's not in the big institutions, the organs. It's deeper, down in the cells, meaning, well, the individual soul. The book is almost like a field guide, really, to finding that agency we often feel has just vanished.
Okay, so where does this feeling, this alienation begin? He traces it back quite far. He calls it the original wound. And it's not some abstract idea, is it? It's physical, like the actual raising of the first fences, the enclosures.
Right, the enclosure of the commons. That act, he argues, was fundamental. It separated your labor from its meaning, severed the connection between the body and the earth itself.
And that pattern just repeats digitally now.
Precisely. It's fascinating, isn't it? We lost the land under our feet back then, and now it's like we're losing the reality right in front of our eyes. The digital commons, our online spaces, our interactions, that's all been fenced off too. Mined, privatized, our data, even our memories, our desires. That's the new territory being seized.
So if that's the root, how does this modern control actually work? It feels different from just fences. He calls it the soporific spectacle, right?
Yes, the soporific spectacle. And it's clever because it doesn't rely on obvious force. It works through, infinite convenience, making everything so smooth, so easy.
Yeah, that you don't need to be actively present.
Exactly. It creates what he terms attention without presence. You're constantly looking, clicking, scrolling, engaged but not grounded, which led him to that really striking line. Civilization did not collapse. It buffered. Humanity did not revolt. It refreshed.
Wow. Okay, but wait. If we do feel that something's wrong, if we want to dissent, how do we fight back? Especially if the spectacle is designed to absorb everything. Can dissent even be effective?
That's the really insidious part he points out. Dissent itself gets commodified. Instantly. Think about it.
Yeah.
Every tragedy sparks a hashtag. Activism becomes a lifestyle choice, almost a brand. Our anger, our outrage, it's curated, it's styled, it's packaged and sold right back to us. So you end up with this perpetual agitation without transformation. Always stirred up, but nothing fundamentally changes because you're still playing the game, performing for the machine.
I see. So even our authentic reactions get turned into data, into performance, which leads to his idea of the synthetic soul, I suppose.
Right. The synthetic soul, where your identity isn't something that grows organically. It's rendered like a digital image. It gets optimized for legibility, basically. Which version of me is easiest for the algorithms to read, to process? Which version performs best online? Real complexity, contradictions. Those become liabilities. So the self gets kind of flattened out to maintain this coherent, marketable front.
That sounds incredibly draining. So what's the way out? He offers an antidote, right? The Liturgy of Awakening.
Yes, the Liturgy of Awakening. And importantly, it's not about escaping the world or logging off completely. It's about intention and about transmutation. Changing the quality of your daily life from the inside out.
Okay, so how does that start?
It starts with tenet 1, attention as a sacred art. This means you just fundamentally reject the idea that your attention is simply a resource, a currency to be mined. To actually give your full, undivided focus, what he calls the sovereignty of focus, to the real finite thing in front of you right now. That itself is the first act of heresy against the spectacle.
And that leads to the second tenet, the analog.
The sovereignty of the analog, yes. Embracing what he calls intentional friction. It means deliberately choosing, say, the physical book over the endless scroll. Maybe picking up a pen instead of typing. Not because technology is inherently bad, but because you're choosing conscious action over that frictionless ease. Your physical body, he argues, is the one territory the spectacle can never fully digitize. So really inhabiting it, being present in it, that's a powerful act.
And there are practices. Sacraments?
He mentions a few, but
that I remember
maybe
buying
the most radical is
Green Day.
unmediated creation.
This
means making something, anything
no
purely for
doubt.
the sake of making
Yeah.
it, with no need, no intention to share it online. Write a poem you'll burn, draw something in the sand for the tide to wash away. It's about reclaiming that raw creative energy completely from the economy of performance.
Okay, so wrapping this up, what's the big takeaway here? What does this vibrational revolution, as he calls it, actually aim for?
It's not about overthrowing the system with direct force, like a traditional revolution. It's about making your individual soul, well, incompatible with the system's logic. The goal is to become, in his words, illegible to the machine, unreadable, unpredictable.
Oh, illegible to the machine.
Yeah. The true revolution isn't the one that gets televised or goes viral. It's the one that's embodied, lived.
Yeah. So maybe a final thought to leave you with. If the algorithms thrive on knowing exactly what you want, maybe even before you do, what's one truly sovereign act you could perform today? One choice, one thought that is completely uninterpretable by that system, something totally unmarketable. That perhaps is the quiet, potent rebellion of just being.